This is when it was revealed that Keffals wasn't trying to run away from Kiwi Farms or the Doxers. She
really?
was
Wait,
trying
what?
to move away from her ex.
I'm having my fucking crawl space moment right now. Are you fucking kidding me? How did I not notice this? What was the money used for, Keffals? Why did you have to lie? Why did you have to lie to so many people? $100,000! And none of it was used for any of what you said it would be used for! Oh my god! You gotta be kidding me! I'm gonna lose my mind.
Taking time to zoom in
me,
on
dude?
her crime.
Oh my god,
so
her whole life's a fucking
scared
lie.
The imminent threats to her life is
a
all a
lie.
lie. She moved because of her
It's all
ex.
a
That's
fucking
not what the money
lie.
was raised for. This is fraud. Another part of the
Yes!
GoFundMe's original plan was that her
Literally! Unironically, yes! What an insane video. Oh my, it just gets worse. Hello guys. WillyMac just did a part 2 to his revamped Keffals saga thing. So for this, I'm just gonna be playing Helldivers 2 in the background. We're gonna be watching the first part because I didn't react to that one. I can't be loud because it's like really early. I just got back from work because I work the night shifts, so I can't like scream and be loud and shit. But like I really want to do this. So.
Keffals is a failed politician for the Canadian Communist Party. She was swatted by one online group and then lied about it being another bigger, more popular site.
Kiwi Farms is an online community of stalkers that torment and harass their victims so intensely.
We did it. We actually did it. So many people have tried for so long to do this, and we actually got Kiwi Farms down.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
The website would never be shut down. She would cry, lie.
We need as many people as possible to know who they are if we plan to fight back against them. That's why I need every single person who has watched this video to share the video and to spread the word.
Later admitting to baiting them into doxing her so she could get even more publicity.
And my little ragtag team.
This is the part that I have a problem with in WillyMac's video, is that he did this in his second part of his original Keffals series. And then this clip that he plays right now, she literally doesn't say that. She literally does not say that, oh yeah, I intentionally doxed myself. Like, she literally does not say that. I don't know why the fuck he's playing this clip. But he did this so early on in his second part, and that's what turned me off of like all of his fucking videos.
Were able to force their hand by intentionally making myself a lightning rod so I could make Kiwi Farms more vicious and attack me to the point where Cloudflare had no choice, because every time they attacked me, I publicized it.
And Kiwi Farms wouldn't even be the culprit. I covered this story nearly 2 years ago, but now I have the
crazy part to me, because like I did not know about that. I didn't know that it wasn't her. Like, it wasn't a second website. I had no fucking idea. Oh, I can't fucking like. And she in the Destiny DM, she literally admits and says that, oh yeah, this other website is actually more dangerous and more brutal than Kiwi Farms. They're actually like repugnant and they're evil fucking people and shit like that. And they are, from what I heard. They are way fucking worse than Kiwi Farms. But I don't understand why you would continue to go after Kiwi Farms at that point. Like, why not go after, you know, that website that's clearly more dangerous by your own fucking standards? Like, I don't understand.
Documents, and it's clear to me that what she has written in there does not at all line up with reality. This video will paint a fuller picture. This is how an activist scammed her movement.
There's a lot of people in my audience that look up to me. I don't want to let them down.
It's like I need a palate cleanser, food for this hole in my soul.
She says that she doesn't want to let people down. Get ready. How do I say this without not sounding like a conspiracy is going on, because it's not a conspiracy. But it kind of sounds like it. It's like, oh, I know things, but there are things that Keffals has done that people don't know about, and I haven't seen all of it. I've only seen some of it, she has a rude awakening coming. Let's just.
Oh, and what better than meal choice? There's 70 different chefs who think great food is for everyone. Cook Uni is the finished chef to meal delivery service, where you can choose a variety of different meals from award-winning chefs that are delivered fresh, never frozen to your door. When it comes to cooking for myself, I always get inspired. I had a whirlwind midnight show where I cook that same seasoned piece of chicken every night. Cook Uni gives me quality and variety. Night when I had a grilled jerk shrimp pasta, created by chef Chris Stein. Instructions are clearly labeled on the packaging. Just send it out at 350 for 15 minutes and done. Beautiful. Add that little bit of kick to it, that's so good. And because we pick out a variety of different meals from different chefs every day, it's like we eat a different restaurant every night. With choices from different types of vegan, paleo, and gluten-free options. Oh, great flex steak, pretzel, extra chow, tender marinated steak, delicious sauce, dipping in service. That was good, but now we're Mexican food. 2 pounds of Chipotle mayo, seriously, the meal is so good. It's more than
Keep on talking like
To understand this story, we need to go back to the past. Keffals was swatted August 5th, 2022. This is partly because she's trans and people after her are insanely bigoted, and partly because she's insufferable.
This is hearing this, like, I was always under the impression that Willy Mac was like some sort of like, oh, he's like a really super chuddy person. He's probably like a Trump supporter, blah blah blah. All this fucking dumb shit. Oh shit. Fuck. Yeah, I always thought he was like some sort of like chuddy fucking person or whatever. I didn't know he was like actually like not even based, just like
you will
just
understand
normal.
later. These people
Like-
sent an email impersonating Keffals using her dead name, saying she killed her transphobic mom and plans to kill every cisgendered person at City Hall. Keffals uploaded a video titled "My Life is in Danger, I Need Your Help," saying that the police violated her human rights.
The fact that a fake email led to London Police Services booking me under my dead name reveals the prejudice that many police have towards transgender people.
She would also claim that the police caused her and her fiancé financial harm and that she was opening a GoFundMe to recoup her losses. Move and any extra money past the goal would be used to sue the police.
They seized both my personal and work phone, as well as the work computer that I broadcast on Twitch from. Because of the negligence of
That
the
she got 3
police,
days
we were
later.
both left functionally unemployed, and I have spent thousands of dollars replacing our computers and cell phones, so our lives aren't completely destroyed by what happened to us.
The GoFundMe was initially
got
set
it
to
3 days
$20,000 and she exceeded it immediately, but would suspiciously raise the goal every time it was about to hit it. Now, to understand her dishonesty when it comes to the lawsuit, we need to understand her doxing, because this is psychotic. Kiwi Farms is famed for their documentation of lol cows. I think the term came from them. Slurs and misgendering run rampant on the website. There's no moderation. I grew up on Xbox Live. I don't really care, but it's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's a degenerate place for degenerate people that love documenting other degenerates, so it's not surprising Keffals would have a threat. Keffals would be targeted and harassed several times, the first one being the email threat to City Hall. This got media coverage and pushed her GoFundMe off the ground. Keffals would try and get away, spending a night at a hotel, posting a picture of her cat letting everyone know she was okay. The doxers then cross-referenced the bed sheets with other hotels in her city to find the one
And
she
I
was
thought this was
staying
Kiwi
at. They
Farms
sent her
the whole time.
pizzas.
In the morning afterwards, 5 different pizza companies sent pizzas to my hotel room under my
She's so fucking manipulative with this whole fucking shit, because this whole fucking time she's phrasing it as like, oh, this is Kiwi Farms, that Kiwi Farms is doing this, that this is Kiwi Farms is doing, and that there's nobody else involved. But like behind the scenes, it's like she knows it's not Kiwi Farms doing this. She knows it's not them doing this, but she's still like, it's just lying.
my
It's
dead
just,
name.
why fucking
Obviously,
lie?
it isn't the pizzas that are the problem, but it's a threat that they make.
She then had her Uber account hacked multiple times, doxing her again, and had hundreds of dollars worth of stuff delivered to her. And every time she would get doxed, she would blame it on Kiwi Farms, encouraging services like Cloudflare to drop the site so it would be shut down. This story blew up even more in the media, where she would be labeled a trans activist.
I'm a high-profile transgender activist. There's a big target on my back. The community that I built online was the only time we ever felt like a normal teenager. And
I honestly can't even feel bad.
the target on my back.
I cannot feel bad for her, knowing the kind of fucking person she is behind the scenes. I literally cannot fucking feel bad for her. She is actually just an evil piece of shit. I'm not even kidding.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
Like, it's just all the fucking lying, all the fucking manipulation, and she knows she's doing it. It's not even like she accidentally does it, or she doesn't realize that she's lying to people, or she doesn't understand that it's a bad thing. She knows. She's very fucking aware of all the fucking lying and all the manipulation shit, but she keeps fucking doing it.
Is because of that.
She would officially declare war on Kiwi Farms and its owner in a video titled "Things Have Escalated. Now I'm in hiding." This blew up the GoFundMe even more. And just like before, she would continue to raise the goal. It was already over $70,000, and she's like, actually, from this point on, now it's for the lawsuit.
Until then, I am keeping the GoFundMe up, but any donations towards it from this point forward will be strictly towards the legal fund.
Her attitude towards doxing would completely change. She'd say she needed to flee again, but to Europe. She needed to flee the internet to Europe. It makes no sense. You can't flee a website. Statistically speaking, the people doxing her,
this is a weak point, because, like, you know, other countries have different laws and different regulations that might offer better protections for someone like Keffals. So it's actually completely understandable that she would want to move to a completely different country. You know, because American police are notoriously, like, it's just, or not even America, because she was in Canada actually, but, you know, it's not good. It's not good. It could be fucking better. And, you know, I'm assuming, I mean, she hasn't been, like, fucking swatted since she's moved, so it sounds like it actually kind of didn't work out for her. Oh my god, please. Yeah, like, it makes sense. Like, I don't think her wanting to move is, like, unreasonable. Fuck off. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Likely didn't live anywhere near her. Streamers get swatted all the time. They don't flee, they don't travel to Europe announcing every country she's going to. She would then buy an IRL streaming setup so she could stream in the streets. But IRL streamers get doxed even more. So you have to flee to Europe so people don't know where you are, but you're streaming your location. You go to TwitchCon, but you're streaming your location. People would become suspicious of her intentions, raising the goal, and she'd chalk them up as conspiracy theorists.
People were so gracious, they came together and they helped me out. And while I really respect it, it's brought a lot of people to do the QAnon brain bullshit about me, where they're saying I'm stealing money from my fans.
She announces she's going to Spain, then Ireland, staying with someone who's already been doxxed. This is stupid. She's mad at people for questioning her intentions of fleeing the country and buying a new streaming setup, but look at this. She would get doxxed for a bomb threat called in at a food truck because she's streaming herself there, and her response would be, oh, I just didn't think about it.
So why would you tweet like, hey, there's this, you know, I don't know, like a truck, right? Like a food truck that Kiwi Farms threatened to bomb. You never tweeted that there's a truck that Kiwi Farms threatened to bomb and you're gonna IRL stream there?
Oh yeah, no, I did. I was gonna go to the truck.
Yeah, like, so like you're super in danger, so I'm gonna go to the truck?
Yeah, I already had police connections while I was in Ireland, and they knew ahead of time where I was going.
But you had police connections in Canada, and they knew where you were going, right?
Yeah? Like, what's your point, though?
My point is none of this makes sense, Keffals.
I didn't even know about. Do
you think I'm?
I didn't know about so fucking much. Like, I had no idea Nick interviewed Keffals. I didn't know she got confronted by Keemstar. I didn't know about any of this shit, dude. Oh my god, it's just like, just the absolute well of information that is, like, completely hidden. Like, Keffals does such a good job of well poisoning fucking everything. And lo and behold, the new DM links that. Okay, that's not my fucking fault. But yeah, just she does such a good job at, like, controlling the narrative. Honestly.
Like a robot. Like I am going to make, like, 100% the most logical decisions when I'm scared.
They're just asking you to stop posting your location. She's such a weasel. And every time she'd get doxxed, the media storm would start all over again. Kiwi Farms chasing Keffals around the world. Biggest hound transgender streamer. Forced to hide out in Belfast.
And I'm pretty sure that they called in, like, they tried to swat us.
We can't tell if it's the same person.
We can't tell if it's the same person, but shortly after this photo was taken, the police knocked on the door to tell us that someone had reported a murder in this flat.
Her fans were concerned as to why she was telling people where she was going, and she's like, Europe's big, Ireland's dense.
I'm currently in Ireland. I am staying with a friend. I'm safe. Things are good. Don't tell people what country. It is completely fine. Do you know how dense Ireland is? Very dense country.
Every IRL streamer to ever exist gets doxxed and swatted. She would be asked by Nick Diorio and Keemstar about this.
Yeah, but I always thought to myself, I'm like, if people are really out to get you and you're in hiding, you're like live streaming, like at VidCon. Like I feel like you're like, you're not really in hiding.
I wasn't at that point. Like I hired a security consulting firm, and I was basically like, do you think things have chilled at this point? And they're like, yeah, probably.
So you aren't fleeing. This is just a vacation. She would contradict herself again in a private Patreon stream.
I have not been able to focus on actually taking legal action because I was still concerned for my well-being and my safety. The only reason I ended up going to TwitchCon is because a security firm that I hired and I can't go into the specifics because I signed a non-disclosure agreement, told me that they thought that the heat died down and it would have been safe for me to travel there, which I essentially see as a work trip.
What about everything else you've been doing? She won't answer.
It's just... Nothing makes any fucking sense. Nothing makes any fucking sense. I don't know why the fuck... She's such a good liar. She honestly is. To the outside looking in, she's like, oh my gosh, she's a horrible liar. Look at all these contradictions. Like, everyone sees it. Everyone sees it. But when you're inside that circle, when you're inside that group of people, she does such a good job of writing everyone off as like, oh, these people are bigots. These people are evil. These people are Nazis. These people are blah, 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 blah. Lumping all of that together. And she will point to people who are genuinely like bigoted fucking Nazi pieces of shit, right? But she will lump everyone who's actually making good criticisms or making reasonable criticisms up with those like unreasonable people. Okay.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
Like it's
Extraction complete.
this bitch so much.
Is it Keffals? I feel like she's only saying she's fleeing to justify not working on the lawsuit, which is what most of the money was raised for. In the same stream, she would admit to purposely putting herself in a doxable position so that she would get more media attention.
By intentionally making myself a lightning rod, so I could make kiwi farms more vicious.
Position, actually, I don't know what the fuck that even means. You're putting yourself in a doxable position. The fuck? Like, I don't think Keffals is necessarily worried about. I mean, she is kind of worried about being doxed. Okay, she is kind of worried about being doxed to an extent. But I think the biggest worry is being swatted, right? And in Ireland, I think the laws are different where you're not likely to get swatted. And she moved in with that person that she said that she moved into because that person had been swatted before, and she has it in with the police, so she's not like so she's not at risk of like having the police show up with like rifles and shit like that. It's like, okay, no, these people are on a certain list where it's like these are the people who like get like calls of like, you know, swatting calls all the fucking time. You know, it makes sense. There's a lot of things that are not really being charitably interpreted. And I understand Keffals is a piece of shit. She probably doesn't deserve to be charitable, but I think we should just be charitable to like everyone to some certain extent. And you know, Willy generally does a really good job. You know, it's not to say Willy is doing like a shit job here, but it's just like it's kind of understandable what she's doing. But then again, like all the fucking lies and the manipulation in regards to like the GoFundMe, which I'm pretty sure in this video he kind of goes over. So
and attack me to the point where Cloudflare had no choice, because every time they attacked me, I publicized it. One of the things that I did intentionally for the success of the campaign was make myself a lightning rod. I egged them on. I egged Kiwi Farms on. I wanted them to attack me, because by doing that, I was able to show the world how fucking vile they are.
She wrote in her Discord,
I'm not, in good faith, she doesn't deserve it, but in good faith, I'm not interpreting that as like, I'm not interpreting that as, you know, as like she put herself in a doxable position on purpose. Like how I'm reading that is like she deliberately was being like a fucking internet Karen about, you know, she was deliberately being an internet Karen, basically, about Kiwi Farms to be like fucking annoying and obnoxious, so that they would like come kicking down her fucking door, so to speak, or like not literally kicking down her door, but you know, being fucking obnoxious. Yeah.
Oh, it's just Kiwi Farms chuds. I don't know. They could keep laughing at me.
She does that. She does. That's the shit that I'm talking about. She literally does that, and it's convincing because then she points out people that are legitimately fucking deranged, right? And so you almost kind of like are incentivized mentally to, when you're inside that in group, to lump all those people together. That's the shit that I'm talking
with me, and I got 100K. Directly got them deplatformed from Cloudflare. I won. And Keffals would redirect the hate towards Kiwi Farms and their provider Cloudflare.
I was up till like 8 a.m. because we decided at the last minute to do a protest in front of where the Cloudflare Connect conference is being hosted in Sydney, Australia. The Online Safety Act actually forbids cyber abuse content, like the kind that's hosted at Kiwi Farms. Mm-hmm. And apparently Kiwi Farms does get routed through Australia.
It does, yeah.
So unless the people who run the servers that get routed through Australia are willing to pay a $500,000 fine, they need to drop Kiwi Farms.
But here's the thing, the people doxing and swatting Keffals wasn't Kiwi Farms. It was actually a much more malicious website. I'm not going to name the site because if 100,000 people watch this video, statistically speaking, a couple of them are going to be crazy. I don't want them looking up her or her family's personal information. So I will call it Website Zero. Website Zero is what Keffals portrays Kiwi Farms as. Kiwi Farms is a glorified gossip forum where people troll and use slurs. People do dox on it, but it's not what the site is for. Saying otherwise is like getting doxed on Twitter and then saying all of Twitter is a doxing site. Website Zero is a malicious group of hackers and doxers meant to harass their target, not just online, but in real life as well. They had the email that got her swatted. They have proof of her hacked Uber Eats orders, showing that's how they kept doxing her. They explained how they confirmed her new address in Ireland with the dox of her roommate by the shape of the doorknobs in the background. When her family was swatted, what website was actively talking about it at the time? Website Zero. It's like the most complicated way to harass somebody. They would even fool me when they would file a complaint to the Copyright Claims Board on behalf of Keffals using White Forest as the copyright enforcer, trying to make it look like she wanted to revoke Kiwi Farms safe harbor privileges. You could read just how ridiculous that sounds. I reached out to White Forest and the person who filed the claim, and they said they never did. You need to put a lot of personal information to file a complaint like this, meaning it was most likely Website Zero, and she knows it's been them the entire time, actively trying to silence people who talk about it. Saying in her DMs with Destiny, I was scared. Website Zero users aren't stupid like Kiwi Farms users. So this whole campaign is built off of a lie. Website Zero was too scary to go after. So
I'm literally kicking myself so fucking hard for not looking at that fucking Keffals manifesto that he did. But even then, I don't think I would have listened. Because I was just such a brain-rotted ideologue. I'm like, well, trans rights matter more, guys, you know, who cares? Oh, like, oh, she's getting this detail slightly wrong, like, who cares? Kiwi Farms, fuck Kiwi Farms, all this shit. Like, god damn it, dude. I should have done better. I should have done better, dude.
She made it about the infamous troll site. Like what? Is 4chan next? Hey, it's more marketable anyway.
All of us are here talking about like website X. We're all talking about how bad it is, how it's like a secret, how we don't speak the name of it, but everyone knows it and everyone's worried about it. And it's like it sounds like the perfect website for a campaign for them to get dropped by their fucking service provider. Like, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think the momentum is there for that, though. Like,
are you fucking what? A website that deliberately goes after like and doxes people? You don't think you would collectively have the entire internet being like, yeah, fuck those people, Keffals, hell yeah, we'll join you on this shit. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Please. Okay. Well, that's great. That's fantastic.
With the Drop Kiwi Farms campaign, it was just really opportune timing. I had all this media attention on me, and journalists were like following every fucking thing I said and did. And I didn't even know about the second website until they went after me.
Yeah, but when you describe it as like a worse version of the same website, but whoa, please don't talk about it. That's crazy.
Well, it's like it's different.
If it's still affecting us from websites like Twitter, I don't know what the point of going to every individual random website is to try to start a chain.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it would be effective.
Well, that's what you did, and it wasn't effective. Kiwi Farms is still up, and if she's deceiving her audience, her donors, and the media about this, it makes me question her lawsuit a whole lot more. Objection! When I was covering her lawsuit 2 years ago, I was seriously questioning if she had any real plans with the money. It's now crystal clear to me that she didn't. It started off with, all the money over $20,000 would go to a lawsuit against the police for violating my rights.
And build a legal fund to protect my rights.
And on Sorrenti's end, the story is not yet over. She's waiting for London Police Service to finish their investigation and told Global News she planned to sue.
She'd continue to encourage people to donate by saying legal fees are expensive and that she's consulting with 3 lawyers.
People have been really questioning, mostly bad faith people. I haven't seen a lot of people do this in good faith, but I've had a lot of people questioning my GoFundMe fundraiser. People kept asking me why I'm raising the goal when it hits the goal. And the reason why is because,
her reason
yes,
is so fucking
I'm
dumb.
using these funds to move. But more importantly, once I'm safe, the rest of those funds are going to be used for legal expenses.
Then it became, well, I might sue the police. I'm not sure. They've been nice to me.
After it first happened, I was very mad
And then she alleges like one of the officers like sexually assaulted her.
I wanted to hold their feet to the fire as much as possible.
Why would you never say anything about this?
This is like legal action against them.
Man.
But they've taken the threat against my life very seriously, and I want to see justice.
It then becomes, I never said I was going to sue the police at all. I was being very careful with my language.
I keep raising it. The reason that I did that in the first place was because I wanted it to be $100,000 from the beginning, but I didn't know if I would get that money. So when it kept coming in, I just kept raising the cap until I got there. I never said that I was going to sue the police. I wanted to be very careful with the language that I used because I don't know exactly what the plan is.
Were you being intentionally misleading when you wrote that? Well, I didn't say. It's clearly the impression everyone got. The way she writes off people is hilarious.
They just keep shifting it further and...
See, here's the thing WillyMac doesn't mention in his video, but I find fucking insane. Her GoFundMe is called Clara Sorrenti Legal Fund. It's called a legal fund. She titles it Legal Fund. And when I was a Keffals supporter, I will say this, I will admit this, I was under no fucking impression at all that that money was being used to anything other than legal funds and moving
further, so they can just keep trying to raise as much money as possible. One of the...
Yes. Problem?
A few weeks later, Keffals would hire a private investigator to dox a Kiwi Farms user she thought doxed her and send them photos of him and his parents. Except that's not him. So she just doxed a random guy. Keffals would claim that these are fake, but the guy proved it by linking it back to her Discord. But we don't even need that because Keffals bragged about doing it herself at 3 a.m. before promptly deleting the tweet. When people would ask for a breakdown for how the money's being spent, she refused to elaborate, saying, I will never do a GoFundMe.
I've done this. I've literally, I'm not even kidding. When I was in that server, I saw people bringing up the whole GoFundMe and shit. I'm like, why don't you just show where the money was going? Right? This would like literally shut them up like so fast. I added her and everything. She did not fucking respond ever. Like it was a direct, I swear to God, I couldn't have been more forward with my message. Oh my God. I couldn't have been more forward with my message.
Breakdown for bad faith actors. Everyone who has donated has a refund button. Somebody asks, can you prove you were pushing litigation? I have no intentions of knowing what it is or what you're pushing. Can you just give us some proof you were actually pursuing legal action? Keffals would reply, can you prove this tweet didn't ratio you? He would ask again, can you show one piece of evidence you paid for a lawyer with the money donated towards your legal fund? And she would respond with a whoa-jack. Showing a breakdown of the money donated you for legal purposes should be something you want to do. It's so easy to prove. You just need receipts. It wouldn't be until a month later when Keffals would admit that she hasn't worked on the lawsuit.
I've literally said this,
just like
show the receipts, show where you've been spending
all
money.
of the things that have happened that have made it hard for me to focus on getting to the point that I could even consider legal action.
Like,
she was busy with vacation, dude.
Now I'm going to be focusing more on the legal things because I'm settled down, I'm back in Canada, and I have time to work on this now.
At this point, she would say she can't name who she's suing because then it would give them time to burn all their evidence.
During the process of actually taking legal action, one of the first steps that you need to do is collect evidence. And if you announce prematurely who you are taking legal action against, it gives that party an opportunity to try and destroy as much evidence as possible. That would be a great defense
had you not have already announced it that you were suing.
I'm not even going to publicly comment on the party either.
A few weeks later, she'd go on live stream, seemingly inebriated, saying she's depressed.
Hello, Keffals. I'm a 3-month HRT trans girl. I'd just like to say you're my role model. Look, I'm proud of you. But you should pick a better role model, like for instance SpongeBob, because like SpongeBob's never done anything wrong, I don't think.
Get some! Get some! How about
That's,
a nice cup
yeah.
of liver tea?
Are you proud of what the is there to be proud of? Shut up. Shut up. Okay, fine, I'm super disappointed. Good.
Last reload!
Join the club. Step in the line.
Her family would beg her to get off.
Can you grab me one more? farm.
This is fucking doing this shit solo.
What?
I wouldn't really hear from Keffals for a while until she announced she was signing up for rehab. In the next few days, I'll be admitted to rehab. The doctor said because of the drugs I'm addicted to, without medical supervision, detoxing will kill me. This was in February, meaning this whole time she might have been addicted. When she got out of rehab, she held a Patreon-only stream saying she was addicted to drugs since she talked to Keemstar. This is before she even determined who she was suing.
Around the end of 2022, I started drinking, which made me spiral. It was around the time that I was...
See, I always thought it was like, oh, that's like misinformation. That like people saying like, oh, Keffals used the money on drugs. That's misinformation. That's misinformation. It's like, but like the timeline literally lines up perfectly. Why isn't it landing?
In fights with Keemstar.
Yeah, it makes the stream make a lot more sense.
And then as more and more shit started happening,
She did lose weight,
I started
though, so
doing
good for
cocaine at
her.
the start of 2023.
Even though she's a piece of shit, good for her.
8 days into a cocaine bender, I found out that the coke that I was doing was cut with meth. So for 8 days straight, I was doing coke and meth. I had a friend come over to help me detox.
Which I 100%.
I tried to just go back to my life.
She went to rehab.
Like nothing ever happened, and I
You
tried
can literally
my
see.
best
You can see it. That
to
she's
make it so
actually,
no one knew.
She's not like on
how
drugs or
bad
anything like
things
that.
were. As I,
At least as of recent,
I
you know.
really didn't want to let
I don't
people
know,
down.
Who knows? Misha might relapse.
That was one for the record books.
Especially because I know there's a lot of people in my audience that look up to me.
Not even being jokingly, she might actually relapse. Like, cause there's a lot of people that are really angry at her. She's fucked over a lot of people. I'm not even talking about the chuds. I'm talking about people on the left. People that were supposed to be allies. People that she has said, guys, we shouldn't be infighting. We shouldn't be fighting against each other because we stand for the same thing, you know? I thought that was a really, really good message when she said that. Lo and behold, she has been fucking with people pretty recently. Fucking with people's income, fucking with people's livelihood. I'll just say it's Xander Hall, okay? Particularly Xander Hall. And other people, but particularly Xander Hall. And I'm not gonna act like I'm entirely innocent, you know. I did play a part in stirring the fucking pot, you know, because at the time it started off as like Zan's just being immature. He's just being a little fucking whiny baby, you know. Like I feel like I can make fun of this. I feel like I can make fun of him for doing this, you know. But then lo and behold, it turns into like this whole like cancellation campaign against Zan, and where Keffals is like, I'm literally just responding to the things that he's doing. Meanwhile, he's like making subtle tweets about it, you know, but generally trying to stay out of the drama. But she's dedicating like hour-long streams to like shitting on him and stuff like that. And she found an opportunity to just drop a nuke on him, and she fucking took it instead of just leaving it at that. She literally told Soul Bunny the exact same advice she should have taken during that Xander Hall drama, but instead she seized the moment to fucking try and cancel him, and she did it. She fucked him over insanely hard, and he's still recovering to this day.
And I don't want to let them down.
She talks about how an
yeah,
argument.
and by the way, I still stand by my criticisms of Zan. I still think he was acting. I still think Zan is still my criticisms. I still hold my criticisms of Zan. He's insanely fucking immature and childish, and you know, I honestly don't respect him. I don't respect him anymore. You know, he kind of revealed himself to be this like super fucking immature person, and I'm sorry, like I can't. Like if Zan was just a gaming streamer, I would have been like, Zan's a cool guy, Zan's a cool dude. But the politics, I feel like the politics really destroy his brain. It really like fucks with his head. And it's just not healthy for him to engage in that sort of shit, because he's literally like he's so emotionally immature. He literally cannot handle that whole sphere. I don't know why the fuck he ever decided to be like a bread tuber or like a bread tube streamer or whatever the fuck, you know. I don't know why the hell he ever decided that. He could have just stayed doing fucking like Minecraft content, or just like, you know, just being chill. Like that was the main appeal to Zan at the time, right? When I started following him for like around a year, like that was the main appeal to Zan. It's like he's a chill guy, you know, he likes talking about these topics, you know, he has pretty fairly good takes, but whenever it comes to like politics and stuff like that, he always like, his rhetoric is always so like divisive, you know. He doesn't actually like, and I understand like when you're talking about like politicians that are like evil and shit like that, that are trying to like that are genuinely evil people, that are just like they are deliberately taking part in like the subjugation of groups of people simply because of their sexuality or their skin color and stuff like that. You know, I completely, you know, politicians, I mean, it's not a controversial take. Politicians are generally soulless people, but you know, when it comes to like the average conservative though, he lumps them all in like one big thing, one big pot, and it's just like, oh, they're all the fucking same. Fuck them all. Like some can be won over. Like I even as far back, you go to my channel, my main channel, you go as far back as like you go as far back as almost 2 years ago. Like I made a video of me criticizing Xanderhall for the same fucking reasons. We should be focusing on winning people over. We shouldn't be giving into our desire to be like insane and radical and freak out and flip out on people and be like, oh, you people are monsters, you all need to die and stuff like that. Like when you feel like you have the need to do that, just step away from the internet, step away from everything, and just calm down, okay? Not all conservatives are evil, okay? And being a conservative isn't inherently bad. It shouldn't be something that's inherently like demonized and stuff like that. I feel like we should really stop doing that. I feel like, you know, you're never going to get conservatives to agree with you on literally everything. You're not always going to get leftists to agree with you on everything. We should all try to meet in the center and make concessions with one another, you know? For instance, when it comes to abortion, you see a lot of conservatives, a lot of these radical conservatives are getting brave and they're pushing rhetoric to like go like ban all abortions, all out entirely, right? But that is an insanely unpopular position. But people feel like they have no choice, so they have no choice because of the left keeps pushing. You know, with all this like radical shit that you see in the news and stuff like that, you know, of I mean, with libs of TikToks and stuff like it's a hate machine, right? Like obviously it's not representative of the whole, but you see a lot of these people pushing that kind of shit. You see a lot of people pushing that kind of shit, and it makes you feel like, it's like how I described in my Keffals video. Like it feels like you're on the back end and you just have to fight. So they end up having to support those radical politicians that are fucking over like a lot of fucking women and a lot of LGBT people and shit like that. They feel like they have no choice. You have to show that no, you do have a choice. You don't need to vote for the radical fucking dumb fuck. You could. I would much rather conservatives vote for a Republican politician that's for banning abortions past like 18 weeks or something like that, or maybe 15 weeks. Like that's the most I'll fucking concede on, is like probably 15 weeks. I forgot when exactly it is the fetus develops like a brain, or develops like its own separate consciousness. I forgot. I think it's like 18 weeks, maybe 12 weeks. I don't know. I'm very, very loose on my abortion information, or my, you know, natal information, neonatal fucking whatever information. But, you know, I would much rather them settle for that Republican politician than like the fucking insane ones that you see in like Missouri and Kentucky that are just like, oh, ban all abortions under all circumstances, including rape and incest. Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, that shit's insane. That shit's
Twitter
crazy.
space made her want to off herself.
I was going through coke withdrawal while I was in that Twitter space, and I was so irritable that I just had to pause for a second, and I started calling them retards. And that kicked off so much shit. After the fallout from all of that and all of the drama, I decided, fuck it. I figured out how to get drugs on the darknet. And I started making a plan to kill myself.
I started doing coke and meth and benzos, and I was planning on ordering heroin from the dark net.
I wouldn't wish drug addiction on my worst enemy, but I also wouldn't trust them with $100,000. And if you think the money situation is confusing, wait until you see the actual lawsuit. On May 3rd, 2023, Keffals would finally present the official lawsuit going through the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario, and it would be against London Police Services. These are just papers, nothing's gone to trial yet. Congratulations to Keffals for actually getting something filed and settling on the police like her GoFundMe insinuated. I had my doubts. However, the lawsuit's claims and some of Keffals' goals don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Some of her complaints line up copy-paste from the GoFundMe. Like at the time of arrest, LPS officers referred to Clara by her dead name, or the management system meant that some things were booked under her dead name, and that her property was labeled under it.
During the arrest,
you lower the volume a little bit, it might be a little too loud.
To me by my dead name. This is one of the property bags returned to me after I was released from custody.
It's her old last name. Does that quantify as a hate crime? If a woman's arrested and referred to under her ex-husband's last name, is that really a violation of her human rights? The police defense is that it was a clerical error due to her having interactions with the police before she changed her name. The police chief also notes that they need to develop a mechanism to ensure accuracy and avoid hurtful or disrespectful interactions in the future. Ultimately, it's up to the court to determine if this is discrimination.
That's the craziest part about this whole case is that like the London PD seem to have treated this like pretty reasonably. Like I don't know where the fuck they have like I don't know what the fucking complaint is that like they did all these like
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
They did all this like alleged shit like but then you hear about like what their testimony is and it lines up more with like the facts and stuff like that like oh they locked me in on my dead name. It's like, well no, they locked you in under your last, they just had your last name. Like I that's not a dead name, that's not dead naming. What, like it's just like this shit.
Discrimination or not. LPS and LPS's record system failed to record that Miss Sorrenti was transgender and was at greater risk of a swatting as a result, despite being warned in March 2022. Keffals' brother warned the police that she was a swatting risk 5 months before the swatting incident.
In fact, my brother called London Police Services on March 27th in a conversation lasting 9 minutes and 16 seconds to see if my family could be put on a no swatting list, only to be treated like we were wearing tinfoil hats and completely dismissed.
It is ridiculous that they didn't take her seriously despite her being such a large creator. This next one though, I'm convinced she just made it up. At the time of arrest, one of the officers pressed her hand against Miss Sorrenti's breast and said, yep, it's a she. What? She has never mentioned this before.
Literally.
Not her Kickstarter, not her initial video, not
you would
any
think
of
that
the
would be a very
strings
important
following it up.
detail
Maybe
to
I'm missing
include.
something and someone can link me because I find it impossible that she hasn't mentioned this before now. It also states that since Keffals was stressed from the swatting, she saw a 25% reduction in income, and the numbers are redacted. This is surprising because this is when she was at her most relevant. I assume she just streamed less. Her case is demanding that LPS admit they discriminated against her, that they pay the damages to her dignity and self-respect of $75,000, have the LPS compensate her loss of income and special damages in the form of $50,000. She wants them to change her record management system and have LPS officers use body cams when interacting with trans members. And it's true, the City of London did not have body cams when swatting.
They should have.
The City of London already had an initiative to get body cams on officers by the beginning of 2025. Not just for trans interactions, but all the time. She DM'd me in February saying, the cops have good lawyers. Of course they do. If I could get one thing from all this, it would be body cams. Since the police don't use them in my hometown, it's my word versus theirs. The next few sections is asking them to apply by human rights laws, and it ends with saying that if Keffals wins the case, the LPS needs to publish the verdict to the front page of their website. It's so petty, I love it. Now, there's a lot of questions relating to this complaint. When this was filed on April 10th, 2023, in response, LPS launched an investigation on themselves with the Special Investigations Unit, saying this was the first time they ever heard of the alleged assault, and they determined that they found themselves innocent, but I haven't gotten the report yet, so take that however you want. Also, Keffals,
we determined we find ourselves
February 2024, the papers have been processed, but they are still awaiting dates to appear before the tribunal. I'm told this could take between a minimum of 2 years and at worst 6 years. She's claiming that the trial has not even started yet, which may be true, but she deleted it a minute later. I don't know how to take that. She's so not transparent, it's hard to tell when she's lying, when she's telling the truth. It makes the research process for this so painful. I tried reaching out to her in DMs, sending 2 messages. She then proceeded to block me and called me a stalker for signing up for a Patreon to do research, even though she's done this exact same thing. She's making it seem like reaching out before making a video is a bad thing. It's not. I have a lot more to say about Keffals when it comes to the promotion of her DIY hormones for minors, her self-destructive cycle, the Catboy Ranch Discord, and the Human Rights Tribunal case. But I need more time to confirm that information, so subscribe to the channel. I want to shout out Doomer Media, who did a lot of the legwork in the research and script department. Honestly, I feel like we both hurt ourselves. And shout out to the homies over on Patreon.
Nasty. By the way, weeks later, absolutely fuck Turkey Tom.
Nasty.
For using my goddamn meme. He used my meme. Look at this fucking bullshit. He stole it. He stole my swag. He stole my fucking swag. I made this video.
Where is the money?
I spent it on
crack.
Stole my fucking meme. No credit. Fuck this dude.
Last week, we talked about Keffals, the trans activist who was swatted and raised over $100,000 for a lawsuit, and then seemingly spent the money on vacationing, buying unnecessary streaming gear, and getting addicted to drugs.
So for 8 days straight, I was doing coke and meth.
All while lying to her audience about fleeing the country. After making a video about these legitimately serious accusations, Keffals would go on stream again, completely inebriated, just look at her eyes.
She is out of it. She said, see, here's the thing. A lot of people says like, oh, she's relapsing. I don't think this is her relapsing. I think this is her on the antidepressants she said she was taking, right? She said she was looking for like antidepressants or something like that. You know, she was talking to her therapist or something like that. You know, I think that's what this is. Like, it's just her fucking
I'm starting to think Trump isn't as good at business. He's not good at business.
Fire in the hole.
He's real bad at business. Also, I want you all to know that I'm not intoxicated in any way.
Yeah,
I've just been up for 33 hours.
Why?
So, the reason I'm like this right now is because my brain is dying.
Is she short-circuiting? She never finishes her thought. She then starts a new sentence and forgets halfway through again.
It's not...
This is sad. Somebody then asked her about me in my video, and she quotes Lenin.
Are we gonna talk about the Willy Mac video? Hold on, I have a quote to read out. I would like to paraphrase the late Russian revolutionary Vladimir Lenin. Why should we bother to reply to Willy Mac?
This is a fake Lenin.
He would reply to us, and we would have to reply to his reply. There's no end to that. It will be quite enough for us to announce that Willy Mac is a traitor
the quote she's
to the working class, and everyone will understand. So that's my statement.
Oh my God!
There's no point. None of this shit ever ends. I don't care. He can say whatever he wants about me, and I think that he can fucking eat. Who cares?
When Keffals says there's no point in responding because then we'll respond infinitely, that's not true. I'm accusing you of misappropriating GoFundMe money. You can easily prove me wrong by showing a breakdown of the money. She writes this off as normal drama. It's actually quite serious.
Willy,
I said that I was done. I said that I was done, and I am done. I'm actually done. I'm not doing drama coverage.
H3H3 has shown a breakdown of his crowdfunded money in the past. Karl Jobst has done the same. Why can't you? Here's the thing. Keffals has already admitted to misappropriating funds in a video titled I Was Great. The ex accuses Keffals of abuse. She accuses her ex of abuse. They have a competition for who has the most mental baggage.
Althea accused me of economic exploitation in the form of economic abuse, saying that I trashed the apartment we shared and that I made her pay $1,200 in repairs. How is that not exploitative? The apartment was partially trashed because of the police searching for a handgun after the swatting, and also that I sometimes struggle to keep things tidy. I'm disabled. I have chronic pain issues. I have chronic fatigue. I give 100%
to
streaming,
disabled,
to making content.
I'm good at it. I love my job, but sometimes I really struggle with everything that I have to do in my life.
So she's not even denying being a slob. It's like the Victim Olympics. Canada is sweeping this year. It's really stupid. But this is when it was revealed that Keffals wasn't trying to run away from Kiwi Farms or the Doxers. She
really?
was trying to move away from her ex.
And there was a criticism
I don't think she
that I
admitted that.
frequently got throughout that time. How does moving to a different country help you with online harassment? And as we found out, it didn't. And I knew that no matter where I went in the world, I would not escape online harassment as long as I was an online figure. And the truth is, I left the country because of my ex.
Her ex coerced her into intercourse, which I guess is where the title comes from, although she never goes into detail.
Are you fucking kidding me? How did I not pick up on that? Are you... What? I'm having my fucking crawl space moment right now. Are you fucking kidding me? How did I not notice this? How did I not notice any of this shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? So, what was the money used for, Keffals? Why did you have to lie? Why did you have to lie to so many people? $100,000! And none of it was used for any of what you said it would be used for! Oh my god! You gotta be kidding me! I'm gonna lose my mind. Are you... gonna go crazy.
But more importantly, it means her having to move away in her GoFundMe due to her doxers. All the articles claiming it was necessary to flee to Ireland due to imminent threats to her life. It's all a lie. She moved because of her ex. That's not what the money was raised for. This is fraud. Another part of the GoFundMe's original plan was that her...
Literally! Unironically, yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go insane.
Her ex needed money due to unjust seizures, impacting whether or not she could finish her doctorate.
So here's a signal message, August 21st, between me and Althea. I had a streamer friend who lives in the UK offer to let me live with him and his wife for a bit, and it's such a tempting offer, just out of the country. And Althea responds, yeah, maybe. And I responded, but would you even be cool with me doing that? I feel like it'd just make you really sad, because the implication here is I'm going alone. And Althea responds to this, I'd hope you'd want to bring me. And I tried to let her down gently, and I said, you don't have a passport. And Althea responds, I thought you could pay to expedite your first one. So she was really doing everything that she could to maintain that proximity to me, even though it had been made clear repeatedly that I wanted space.
You aren't being clear at all. Keffals then says she's never going back to Canada, taking time to zoom in on her pride.
Oh my god, her whole life's a fucking lie.
I'm not even going back to Canada to see my family on Christmas because I don't want to be in the same city as her.
This left the ex homeless, couch surfing, and when they asked for the GoFundMe money Keffals had promised, Keffals wrote, I'm not going to follow through on anything because I owe you nothing. And those offers were based on goodwill, which you burnt through. This whole thing lines up much more with Keffals' past live streams than any update she gave surrounding the lawsuit.
Well, we were in Ireland. I broke up with them. And I was drinking every night, going live on Twitch to my, 12 to 100
Damn, so they
viewers.
even promised her fucking ex some of that GoFundMe money because they,
Am I okay?
So what happened to the rest of the money? Well, there's some evidence supporting that she spent it on things that were not listed on the GoFundMe. Some of it we already know, like her IRL streaming setup, as well as suspected drugs. But other receipts, I'm just not comfortable with going public yet until they are confirmed. I'm working with a much bigger, more experienced YouTuber on that. Until then, I want to talk about fucking grooming allegations, victimization, and black market hormones. It just seems so wrong. It makes me want to break
the fact that it has to do with finances, it's fucking
won't break because it's the dependable and reliable ridge
either that or
made from tough materials like titanium, aluminum, or
it's either Mudahar or Carl Jobs. I would say probably Carl Jobs because I think Carl's a lot better, or a lot more aware of the financing shit than Muda is. Because Carl was the one who noticed the completionist is a scam. Fuck you. Ooh.
I love drugs and sketchy pills, and my favorite ones are the ones that kill quickly.
Keffals is a big trans youth advocate because she transitioned at just 16 years old. And if Keffals wants to promote that parents should let their kids medically transition while they're underage, then I'm okay with that. It's a conversation. What's crazy is Keffals going behind parents' back to promote black market hormones to minors. Someone would argue age of consent laws are good for a reason. Under 18 is too young for permanent life-altering medical decisions.
And I won't lie, like I was at one point supportive of that. Like, well, what other option is there? What other option is there? It's like you kind of have to take a step back from the whole like radical leftist fucking bullshit and the life or death fucking infatuation, or the not infatuation, what is it called? What am I trying to say? It's the fear-mongering shit. Like, take a step back from the fear-mongering shit. Like, listen, it is dangerous. It is dangerous for kids to be doing that shit behind their fucking parents' back because there's no regulation in that fucking field, right? Vosh, for as creepy and fucking sadistic and fucking weird as he is, he literally argues this, right? People constantly suck Vosh's dick but have no idea that Vosh is literally agreeing with me, right? We literally agree on this fucking issue, is that it's dangerous for kids to be jumping on this shit behind their parents' back. It's dangerous to have kids be not only self-diagnosing themselves as trans, but going behind their parents' fucking back to get fucking HRT hormones for their self-diagnosed fucking illness on a fucking black market or a black, fucking DIY alt-med website. Like, that is fucking crazy. That is insane.
Such as hormone therapy. Keffals would quote tweet, "I am donating thousands of dollars a year to a resource so people affected by hysterical anti-trans laws can access hormone replacement therapy before the age of 18. I do not give a single shit what you think. I am doing nothing wrong, nor will I ever back down." This is a heated topic, even among other trans people.
I don't think it's fair to parents, not just the kids.
Well, I don't know, fuck Angel's the best.
It's not fair to the parents. Since when has being trans and transitioning had anything to do with anyone except for the person who is
a child's transitioning is their own journey. It's not a journey that their parents have to fucking take control of. It's something that their parents have to. It's something parents have to be aware of and supportive of, right? That's what the argument should be.
Trans. Children aren't property. They're human beings.
She funded her friend's entire website where that was the point, to get around the barrier that was parents.
She was friends with the person.
DIY HRT site was and still is the top result on Google. Its purpose was to tell minors how to buy HRT and DIY hormones from people, giving explicit directions. Learn to buy Bitcoin. If you're a minor, get a trusted adult to purchase Bitcoin for you. But as Keffals gained more relevancy with her Drop Kiwi Farms campaign, she realized that this was a bad look and just started lying about it on the H3 podcast.
One of their problems is that you are supporting young people, young trans people who didn't have access to hormones. You are telling them how to make homemade hormones.
Oh my God. No, I don't know how to make homemade hormones. I noticed the new thing is they're saying that I'm teaching people how to make hormones in their bathtub, which just sounds insane.
That sounds difficult, yeah. I mean,
how do you do that?
But it's not that far off. The HRT website she funded gives step-by-step instructions on how to make your own hormones, as well as the option to buy other people's homemade hormones. Her acting all sneaky about it makes it seem like she's doing something wrong.
What's the truth? I mean, you do have some kind of community where you're helping young trans people, right? That's like something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And so where do you guys do this? Is it like a Discord or something, or like a community?
Oh, it's like a Twitch stream.
Fuck. Oh, just on Twitch?
Yeah.
So it's all just out in the public?
Yeah.
Because they make it sound like you have some kind of secret or some community spot that's not publicly seen where you're talking with kids and stuff. But that's not even the case.
God.
No.
Are they really?
See, here's my number one criticism of this fucking goddamn game. Get rid of those fucking enemies. I swear to God, they harass the ever-loving fuck out of you. It is like ridiculous.
Straight up lying, huh? Shouldn't surprise me that much, but yeah.
That's not true. She has a private Discord called Catboy Ranch, where half the point of joining is for bi-weekly support groups that are facilitated by a support worker. She's tweeted, "I've assisted at least half a dozen minors to get hormone replacement therapy. Cope and seethe." Her friend who runs the site saying, "I have unironically transitioned half a dozen minors. No one tell him I've helped more than one minor order. I don't groom children. I just show dozens of kids every week how to buy bathtub."
That's like, it comes off, you know how it sounds? It probably isn't like this, but it sounds fetishistic. It fucking sounds
Estrogen with
fetishistic.
cryptocurrency and how to hide it from their parents. What are you talking about? The packaging of the hormones says keep out of reach of parents. They had Lolly branded HRT, which writes, "Don't look at my giant girl dick." There's an instructional video showing minors how to inject it. This is insane. The scariest part is Keffals admitting herself that she knows nothing about hormones.
And especially because anytime anyone has a question, I just
What does your video sound like? Go to art.
direct them to you because I don't know anything about this stuff. It's like hormones is not something I really like. I don't really do the kind of advocacy you do.
Then why are you so passionate about this black market HRT? She defends stuff and takes strong positions on things she knows nothing about. It made me really want to revisit the whole Catboy Ranch thing. Catboy Ranch was a Discord server that had grooming allegations in it. Keffals' Twitter account at the time was Catboy Ranch, even saying she ran it. Keffals was referred to as the rancher by minors. Keffals showed support to them by saying they had a fat ass. Keffals would leave the Discord because of Lolly being. Keffals showed support to them by saying they had a fat ass. Keffals would leave the Discord because of Lolly being posted to it, and she'd write, "I have absolutely nothing to do with that Discord, and I think that it is disgusting. I'll warn people about the Discord." Someone would ask, "By that you mean you'll leave the Discord?" Keffals would reply with, "Already did. I wasn't active or aware of this until now." She would then get pummeled in the replies. "Bruh, I was joking. I didn't know you were a part of it." Did she actually just admit to being part of that groomer Discord? Kaz law is once again proven true. So she was in it, and there was one inappropriate public message, but nothing damning, right? Well, she still owns the Discord Catboy Ranch, and it's locked behind a Patreon paywall. When I joined, I was pleased to see that the rules ban.
Mac, come on. No, that's a completely different server. So she did this because, okay, I don't know how to explain this, but this server, that isn't the same server. Okay, that is not the same server where that whole grooming shit happened. That is not the same. It's the official Keffals server. Okay, and she names it Catboy Ranch to fuck with people. Okay, that's why she named it Catboy Ranch.
And all on SFW content.
It's not the same.
They even had a snitching rule in case inappropriate things got said. But I was still clearly locked from seeing the entire server. So the question is, why would the trans youth activist have a Discord named after her grooming allegations? Well, because it was a good meme.
So, like, the story, the reason why the Discord is named Catboy Ranch isn't because I love catboys or something. It's a throwback to the fact that there was a conspiracy theory made up by lolicons, like by the people who like really love.
See, she does this shit. She does that shit. She lumps everything
right?
up
and their
in
response
one.
to that
It's
was
so
to
hard to
make
know
up
if she's actually being
a conspiracy about how I had a grooming Discord called Catboy Ranch, and I decided as a flex to name my Discord Catboy Ranch.
It's
just to fucking flex on them.
It's a weird thing to meme, especially when you're selling Lolly branded HRT to minors, which you gotta question the safety of. She has a normal Discord, but names in a way that will bring her and her community heat. Awesome. She truly is the worst activist.
This tipster.
Keffals is the kind of person that always has to relate things back to her being a victim.
True.
A black guy gets shot by the police, and Keffals has to relate it to her SWAT. Every time I see another story involving an innocent black man being killed by the police, I think back to last month when I had an assault rifle pointed at me by the police, and how easily that situation could have escalated if I wasn't white. When people point out that this is a ridiculously narcissistic thing to do, she twists it to make it seem like she didn't bring it up. Virtue signaling. People who have never once tweeted about Elijah McClain taking this time to shit on me because they hate me more and want to use his death as discourse to talk about me. It's so pathetic. Feel some shame for such obvious grifting. You're the one grifting up. You brought him up first, comparing yourself to his situation. She's accused of not taking care of her guinea pigs, leaving them to live in their own feces, blaming it on her depression.
Keffals let her favorite guinea pig drown to death in like 2 inches of water. There were multiple summers where she let 4 of them roam in their own waste for so long.
I will say her ex bringing this up is just, it's actually kind of sadistic.
I didn't,
because it's actually kind of sadistic, because instead of actually addressing the allegations, she goes like, but what about this other shit that you did? Look, Keffals' guinea pig fucking died. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, are you fucking schizophrenic? What the fuck? Her ex
drowned my guinea pig.
Sick fuck. Bring that up.
My guinea pig was sick.
How much time do I got left?
And my guinea pig passed away in an accident. She was in the bath, 2 inches of water. I got a call I needed to take. I stepped out for 1 minute. And when I stepped out for that 1 minute,
how'd you like the taste of freedom?
I came back and she was dead. She wasn't in enough water to drown. I screamed and I cried because I lost a pet that I had since they were a baby.
So to be clear, you did drown the guinea pig. Why even respond to this? She's always putting herself in
but by accident.
There were multiple summers where she let 4 of them roam in their own waste for so long, we'd get massive fruit fly infestations. I also want to address that Althea accused me of economic exploitation in the form of economic abuse, saying that I trashed the apartment we shared and that I made her pay $1,200 in repairs. How is that not exploitative? Sometimes I really struggle with everything that I have to do in my life. And she went into the relationship knowing that I'm disabled. When I was depressed after my dad died, instead of helping me to take care of my guinea pigs, she pressured me into putting 2 of them up for adoption. The pets that I had since they were babies that I loved, because she said it wasn't her responsibility to take care of them when we were partners, but it's somehow my responsibility.
Well, because it's your pet. Like,
when I want nothing to do with her.
How is it never your fault? Things are allowed to be a depressed person's fault, right? This is where I want to introduce you to the Keffals cycle. Keffals will needlessly insert herself into drama, like defending Vosh for having Lolly on his computer.
When I looked at it, I think the vibe that I got was like short stack, thick kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like the way like goblins get drawn in porn.
When people say it's sus to defend this, she hides behind being trans. It shouldn't be acceptable for people who are supposedly leftist or progressive to pedo jacket trans people. We are already a target by the right. Incredibly disappointing to see from people who should know better. When Keffals gets blown up for this, she gets on stream and virtue signals.
I literally have Ethan's phone number. He gave it to me. I'll try to call him later. Do not f***ing call me. I don't remember giving you my phone number. I don't remember talking to you on the phone, but do not f***ing call me, please.
Do you want to know the context of that? He saw a Twitter circle where I was talking about
he cut
how
out fucking
I wanted
Tipster.
to just end it. And he reached out and gave me his phone number.
Dude, I cannot wait to react to Tipster content on this fucking channel. I'm uploading this on my second channel. Fuck.
Piece of shit. It's like really f***ed up with the context that I have his phone number because I was planning to kill myself. And now it's just like a big joke laughing at me.
Keffals' own fans start to turn on her, so she acts like a coward and abandons the position, blaming it on her transness or her mental health. I've changed my position on everything, honestly. F Vosh. He deserves far more criticism for all of
like,
this.
ever since I saw that, like, I was just like,
I am not
are you
sleeping. I've had panic attacks
You're
over
such a
this.
two-faced
Defending him has
fuck.
resulted in all the
Oh my God.
2022 Kiwi Farms misinformation resurfacing. What misinfo? She will never clarify. It's crazy how with this whole Vosh situation, all she could talk about is how this will affect her. It's his fault. He's so careless he didn't consider how many communities are close to his. He hurt me and a lot of people by being a weirdo. Watch corn on your phone. Because of Vosh, I just burned the last bridge I had to a mainstream creator. And finally, Keffals will say she's done with the drama, all while blaming somebody else and acting like she's somehow enlightened now.
I saw all of this playing out. I wasn't planning on weighing in. None of this was my problem. But then my friend Tipster decided to
my
call
boy
out
Tipster,
Ethan
besmirching
Klein
my nigga
on
Tipster,
Twitter
right.
for how he covered the entire situation that happened with Bosch. And then when Ethan Klein responded, I was like, okay, I have two friends now who are getting put on blast by a really large content creator. I decided that I was gonna get into the mud. And this entire situation has kind of made me reevaluate how I even feel about Vosh in the first place. To be completely honest, I don't really like him as much as I used to. I actually feel hurt and let down by him.
Here's another one. James Somerton posted a suicide note to Instagram,
Yes,
claiming it was a
James
scheduled post, so the interpretation is that he's already dead. Keffals then posts immediately, James Somerton has taken his own life. Keffals got heat because we don't know if he's dead. Nothing's confirmed. It's just a poor way to cover a story. Keffals complains that people who were mad probably didn't even watch her video. But when you watch it, she acts like James is coming back to redeem himself.
And I agree. He obviously messed up. Maybe he can come back one day. If he continues to show that he is truly sorry, if he's willing to make amends with all of the people he's hurt, if he's willing to accept that not everyone is going to trust him anymore.
Keffals, how? You reported that he's dead. Keffals would then change the title of her video to James Somerton may have died. Even with my last video on her, I reached out for a question. She doesn't answer. She panics and calls me a stalker and harasser for doing research. The video drops and she says she's done with drama.
I'm done. I'm actually done. I'm not doing drama coverage.
It truly is the never-ending cycle. I pointed it out 2 years ago and it still rings true.
I do want to say, like, I think I reacted more
God,
harshly than I otherwise would have, because you were the first YouTuber to ever make a YouTube video about me.
It's like, you know, a lot of shit happened. And yeah, I've been pretty aggressive in the past, but I don't think I can ever move on or calm down unless I'm given the space to.
She's done this with the GoFundMe, her ex, her drug addiction, her hamsters, the lawsuit, Vosh, Catboy Ranch, James Somerton, the HRT directory. I am just so sick of her acting like a victim. You can't even point out that she talks slow without her blaming it on some disability.
One of the things that I suffer from, which I'm sure this video will get, which I feel like this video might even get demonetized if I were to actually say it out loud, so I'll just put it on the screen. It is a symptom that causes my speech to slow down, causes my emotional reactions to slow down. And this has been often a thing that people have mocked me for consistently.
Psychomotor retardation. To be fair, I've been diagnosing Keffals with this for years. I have more to say when it comes to Keffals' lawsuit and her potential misappropriation of funds, but that will have to wait. If true, it is career-ending and she belongs in jail.
Here's my fucking rule when it comes to content that I watch on YouTube. If you can make me laugh audibly, I'm liking the video. That's my rule.
So subscribe to the channel and shout out to
also, yeah, also him saying like that, this is like fraud. Yeah, it is. It seems like she never used any of the money she raised for anything she said she would. Oh my god, except for the moving part. She probably most definitely did use that for moving. But holy fucking shit. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? What an insane video. Oh my, it just gets worse. And this is the thing too. Like there are some things in this video that I wish were included, but obviously can't because he's not omnipotent. But if you think Muda's video on Keffals is going to be the death nail, if you think that's it, if you think WillyMac's video and Mudahar's video are just going to be the capstone on this whole Keffals shit, it's not. there are things coming within the year, I would imagine. You probably already saw it with Karl Max. Yeah, she's got a rude awakening coming. I would be surprised if she has an internet career by the end of the year.